my name's Arushi. I'm your social media ambassador for the Lower 5 and Morris communities. Today we're here in the Morris lobby, and this is my RA, Meghan.
Hi!
And we're just here to talk about roommate tips and kind of explain like finding the roommate and ways to navigate living with someone. So yeah, let's just get right into it.
Some tips I would recommend for finding a roommate is you could just try to go on a Facebook group or something that's like created for your class, and maybe you can find them that way. But we also have this thing on the Doghouse website for housing where you can take a little questionnaire and it helps you get matched to someone that has the same preferences as you. So then maybe like you have the same boundaries for like when to go to sleep or when you wake up, and it helps just make living with somebody else for your first time run smoother.
That's awesome. I know like the class pages like on Instagram were really helpful for me. So, and I know a lot of other people that use those as well. So definitely recommend using that.
I would say the biggest thing, it just comes down to communication and making sure that you bring up anything that may be a concern almost as soon as possible as when you realize it is a concern for you, because then your roommate can be aware of how you feel and y'all can work together towards a common solution. Well, we do this thing in housing where we get you to sign a roommate success plan, so we actually go through this whole agreement with you and your roommate, and it helps you just see when you prefer to go to sleep, how you prefer to be told if somebody's going to be over with your roommate. And we basically start with that just to get the conversation going, and then like at the very end we can discuss more matters if there's something more specific. And I would say mostly you just really need to talk through it probably in the first few weeks of classes and just see how it's working. And if something's not working for you, just make sure to be openly communicative to your roommate.
I guess another like main concern people have is just like having friends over or like significant others and like kind of navigating around that.
That's a tricky one for sure, because it's kind of hard to create meaningful relationships with people that don't live in your building that your roommate doesn't know, and bringing them into your home life, because it is a shared space that you agree to share with your roommate. So I would say the best thing would still be communication, but I guess just firstly, before forming connections that you may want to bring into your living space, just see how your roommate feels about it, like right off the bat, so then you can be considerate of them. But it also is your space, so you should be able to have some control over who you bring over. I would say, well, I feel like it goes hand in hand with when you're picking a roommate. You want to try to have somebody that has similar sleep schedules as you, or else then they may become irritable, or you may become irritable if you aren't getting what you need for yourself, because we all know our own needs, but we won't know the needs of our roommates unless if we ask about it. So I feel like the roommate success plan really just has bare bones of how you interact in your living space and how your roommate would interact as well, and you just have to find a common medium and learn compromise. Thank y'all for having me.
Of course. Thank you for
course.
being here, Meghan.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. We hope that the tips that we covered about roommates that you might have, or if you're an incoming student, this would get you thinking about how to find a roommate and things to consider when doing that process. We really hope this video helped.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the University Housing UGA YouTube channel for more content just like this. See you later.
See you later.
Bye.